In the campaign for governor that we just concluded, Bruce Rauner's African-American outreach team was led by, among others, lifelong Chicagoan Hermene Hartman. This morning, we're hearing what that was like for Ms. Hartman and what's next now that Rauner is about to be sworn in as governor. Fox 32's Tisha Lewis joins us now.
Well, that's right, Mike. I had a chance to sit down with Hermene Hartman, and for the first time, we're hearing how she connected Rauner to people who had never heard of him and the consequences she says she faced going against Democratic Governor Pat Quinn. When Governor-Elect Bruce Rauner walked on stage election night, he was greeted by a diverse group of supporters. Most notably, Hermene Hartman, seen here hugging Rauner moments before his victory speech. As the publisher of Indigo, Hartman is best known for her connections with leaders in the African-American community. She led Rauner's minority outreach effort during the campaign. Hartman says she was surprised by the backlash and bullying she endured for supporting a Republican.
I don't know what it is. I don't know to call it a stigma. I don't know what they call it, a stereotype of African Americans with Republicans. That is a phenomena of negativity for, I think, a whole lot of reasons of which I didn't quite fully, I think, understand. However, I liked Bruce Rauner. And I was for Bruce Rauner, and I was with Bruce Rauner.
She was often seen beside Rauner on the campaign trail. For the first time, we're learning more about how Hartman helped catapult an unknown businessman to become governor.
His outreach was real. It was not phony. It was very real. I know. I was there. I did it, okay? And so it was very real. It was authentic. He learned a lot. He saw some things that I think perhaps he had not seen. He learned about the African-American business community. He traveled our neighborhoods and saw what I call war zone areas.
Neighborhoods with no commerce.
That touched him. That bothered him. And him being a businessman, he related to it. And he saw solutions for it. That was a lot of our conversation.
When you say he saw things that he hadn't seen, like what?
Like the war zones of our communities, lack of businesses.
The mom and pop diner stops familiar among politicians seeking office were few and far in between once Rauner hit Illinois' most impoverished communities.
We don't have a lot of restaurants, for example. We don't have, I call it the foreign invasion. Many of the African American communities, the businesses that we do have, are foreign, invaded. Other people other than us run those businesses. A lot of fast food restaurants, a lot of liquor stores. So there's a lack of business. There's a lack of enterprise. A lot of the crime that we have would go away if you had businesses there to hire people.
Hartman had the task of connecting Rauner with voters in those neighborhoods. She says it worked.
We didn't run in and out of churches. We went to church services.
Now she says she'll hold the fire to his feet. What advice did you give, or are you giving, that you can share with us to Mr. Rauner?
Diversity, and then some more diversity, and then equity and diversity within diversity at all levels. That's from board appointments to staff positions.
And what was his reaction to that?
He's up for it, all in.
Hartman says she'll continue to work with Rauner through his inauguration. I did ask her what's something we don't know about Rauner. She said he's very frugal and counts his dollars and cents. She also said he's worn the same watch for nearly 2 decades and drives the same car because it keeps starting. A spokesperson for Governor-Elect Bruce Rauner says diversity is important and is reflected in Rauner's staff and transition team.
So why did Hermene Hartman go ahead and formally declare herself Republican?
That's right. I just spoke with her and she said that she's been a lifelong Democrat, but she chose to register as a Republican because she said, you know what? She was tired of her vote being taken for granted.
Of course, in Illinois, we actually, the way you register one way or the other is to vote in the Republican primary. So that's how she would do it next time. But we know that she was paid at least $50,000 by the Rauner campaign. She doesn't want to say, though. She wouldn't tell you how much the total was.
She's very tight-lipped about what she was paid, but we do know that she was paid. And she also brings up a point, which is an interesting and valid point. She said people are paid for their work, several consultants, so she's not the first and she definitely won't be the last.
So What is she looking for from Rauner? When she says diversity, I assume she's looking for opportunities for herself and for those she does business with?
Correct. She wants to be a part of the conversation and also, most importantly, a part of the plan in terms of the plan for Chicago and the plan for the state.
All right. Is there a specific contract she's looking for? Is there something from the state, some business she's looking for?
She said that she wants minority-owned businesses to receive the same amount of contracts as other businesses. And so that, when I say hold the fire to Mr. Rauner's feet, that's what she's pushing for. And she'll work with him through the inauguration. And then she said she is unclear on what her role will be, but she said she will have a role with or without Rauner.
All right, Tisha, thank you so much for joining us. Very interesting conversation there with Hermene Hartman. We'll be right back with more after this. You're watching Fox 32 Sunday.